All right, for this video, you can see at the very top we have, we're going to go over what's called measures of variation. And basically what we do on this video is going to lead up to making a box and whisker plot. And that's just going to be another chart that helps us look at a set of data and kind of see where all the numbers cluster towards, like the middle part of the data. The first thing you can do right now in the open spaces right there, you can just copy those first class scores from the 75 all the way up to 98, copy the second class scores, and then I also have definitions for range and what's called interquartile range. All right, let's look at the definitions here first. Okay, definitions right here, I don't know if we talked about this yet, range, this is just the difference between the smallest and biggest number. So if I look at these lists, let's look at the first class. Now the good thing about these scores, I put them in order for you. Sometimes that's the hardest part. You have a whole list of numbers and the toughest part is just putting them in order. Sometimes you forget one. Well, everything is listed out in order for you. So it's going to save a lot of time and effort. Now for the first class, if I want to find the range, I just take the smallest and subtract it from the largest. So I just do 98 minus 75 and that gives me 23. So I'll put that down, 23. Now let's use a different color. Let's use Seneca green here. Okay, for the second class, well, I just do the same thing. I subtract the smallest number, 60. I subtract that from 92, and that gives me 32. So that's the range of values for the first class and the second class. Okay, now I get down to 1B. I have interquartile range. This is really what we're shooting for. This is the range of the middle half of the data. And this will be when you use a box and whisker plot. I'm gonna put the box right here. This will kind of foreshadow into what we'll do the next time in class. We're going to use the interquartile range to draw a box, and the box basically shows where most of the numbers cluster towards. So it kind of gives you a good summary by looking at a chart right away. So range of the middle half of the data. Okay, let's look at the definitions here for number 2. Okay, how to calculate the interquartile range. Sometimes we'll even use, we'll say IQ range. Okay, so the IQ just means interquartile. All right, the most important thing to do is to find the median. Right, we want to find the middle half of the data, so I have to find the median first. We know how to do that. We have here range order from smallest to largest. They're already in ascending order from smallest to largest. So if I look at the first list right here, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So the fourth number, this 81, that's the median. Because I have 1, 2, 3 numbers to the left, and I have 1, 2, 3 numbers to the right. So I'll put right above it, I'll just put M for median. Okay, so that is the median, 81. Now when I do this, the median basically splits the data into 2 halves. I'm going to say this 75, 80, and 81, this is my lower half, meaning the lowest numbers in the list. And 83, 90, and 98, this is the upper half. Now the median, this 81, this second 81, that's neither in the lower half nor is it in the upper half, because the median's smack dab in the middle. So it's not in the lower or the upper half. Okay, if I look at the second class scores, I have more scores right here. Like I just can't see right away what the middle is. So I'm going to use this little trick. I take the first number 60, I cancel it out with the last number 92, and I just follow that pattern, work my way towards the middle. I cancel the second with the second to last, third number with the third to last, and so on. Fourth with the fourth to last. And you can see right here, I have 2 numbers in the middle. I don't have a number exactly in the middle like it was for the first class. So I'll just put a line through here. This is the median right in between 81 and 82. So you have an even set of numbers. I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So remember we did this before. If you have an even set of numbers, your median is just going to be the average of the 2 middle numbers. So if I took the average of 81 and 82, that would be 81 and a half. So I put this here for the second class. 81.5 is the median. So then that separates the data into 2 halves. From this 60 all the way to this 81, that's my lower half. And then 82 all the way to 92, that's my upper half. That median of 81.5, that's not in the lower or the upper half. All right, now what's new is we're going to calculate what's called the upper quartile. A lot of times we abbreviate this with UQ. We'll say UQ. And all this is, it's just the median of the upper half. So I only look at the numbers after the median, and I take the median of the upper half. So if I look at the first list, okay, this is the upper half, 83, 90, and 98. Well, the median of just those three numbers is just this, right? 90 is in between those. So I'll circle that, and I'll put, this is the UQ. So that's 90 for the first class. When I do the second class, okay, I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So the third number, this 89, is right in the middle. So I'll circle that. Right, that makes sense. I have two numbers to the left of the 89, and I have two numbers to the right of this 89. So this is the UQ. So 89 is the upper quartile for the second class. Okay, lower quartile, or which we'll say is LQ, that's just the median of the lower half. So now I'm going to look at the lower half for both sets of numbers. So if I look at the first class, the lower half is just 75, 80, and 81. So real easy, this 80 is the median for the lower half. So I'll say that's the LQ. So I'll put 80 right here when I fill this out. Okay, if I look at the second class, I look at the lower half. Again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers in the lower half. So the third number, which is this first 74, this has to be the LQ. So I'll circle this. Again, it makes sense. I have two numbers to the left of this 74. I have two numbers to the right of this 74. So this is the LQ. All right. So then, if I want to find the inner quartile range, I just subtract the lower quartile from the upper quartile. So I have everything lined up here. Let's put this in a different color. So to find the inner quartile range, I just subtract these two numbers. So 90 minus 80, this is going to give me 10. To get the inner quartile range for the second class, I subtract the LQ from the UQ. So 89 minus 74 gives me 15. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to end there. Really the new terminology was the upper quartile, the lower quartile, and the inner quartile range. We'll basically take this, we'll do examples 3A and 3B in class, and probably start to show you how we apply this to the box and whisker plot. Ciao.